So I want to talk a little bit about how to empower players to do better without just copying formations. A lot of times formations can help kind of give you an insight on how to beat the level. However, it's not the end all be all, and especially for new players, you might see a character that's involved and essential to the clear that you just don't have, or that you don't have built to the same degree. Um, so here I am on this level. I've been stuck on it for probably the morning. And we're going to see how it goes, see what works and what doesn't work. Damon gets pretty close on a couple of attempts, but ultimately he dies. So let's see, what are some things that we can change? One, Silas is good in this comp, but unfortunately Silas is very dependent on Call to be to essentially be performing at his best, and Call on another character is going to sap the energy regen. Specifically on Damon, that's really key. I feel like the only character that you can kind of get away with that on is Rowan, because there's something about Rowan and Damien at the same time with Call where their their ults almost coincide with each other. So it's like Rowan ults and then Damon ults, and it ults for whatever reason. Damon's ults hit really powerful. So that's something to think about. But in this case, we have him with the Tidebearer just because it's another potential mana regen. Another one is Oden. Oden has the Warden of the Arcane, which is really good. But maybe we'll try a different one. Another two different options for him are the Windbinder and Dura's Eye. So let's go to Windbinder. We'll see how that affects the battle, and we'll see if anything changes. It went a lot worse, it looks like. Savias is just annoying. He's one of the worst NPCs to fight because he's just so strong. We'll switch it to Dura's Eye. We'll see how that changes, but I just want to show you the numbers afterwards. His damage and healing will be off the charts. I mean, just insane. That was actually pretty mediocre. Normally, he's just full healing bar, just annoying as crap to deal with. But that wasn't the case here, so maybe he just got hit enough to not make it him be a huge problem. So we're going to switch back to the Arcane. That didn't seem to really be helping. Another one here is the Shroud of Verdure. That one is really great if you know your character is going to get targeted right off the bat. It's really great on Lucrezia. On Pharrell, it's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes it's good to be on him. Other times it's better to have just Dura's Eye so he can crit a couple times. Especially if they're ignoring him. If they're ignoring him, then it's better to have Eye on it because then you can do more damage. He is going to, let's watch him up here. He just dies. He dies quicker. Whenever you make a change, if you feel like maybe like he just like things just happen way too fast, try again. You could have a different effect. You never know. So this is actually kind of clutch. We just got a buff from Silas on Damon, and the Graveborn team comps have this great effect where when they all start ulting at the same time, like the battle just keeps stopping and keeps stopping. And I kind of feel like the NPCs can't really keep up, but a lot of times that's usually like the key signifier that you're going to win, is that there's just too many ults going off. So yeah, we'll see. Another one, this is my personal preference, is the Waistband of Resilience for Grizzle, but it's because my Grizzle isn't built up just yet. I just had it got him to Ascended, and his gear is just okay. So that shield helps, but we'll try Dura's Eye. We'll see if that has any effect. We'll change him back to Shroud. Pretty similar. We'll do another one just in case for the RNG. All right, no dice. So let's see, what other choices do we have? At this point, you can kind of start thinking about what's the thing that's holding you back. Let's try to swap out Silas for someone else. Let's see. I'm gonna do Thorin. If we do Thorin, let's put him in the front row, and we'll put Damon in the back. That'll allow Damon to kind of be unhindered. That's kind of a double-edged sword because you actually want him to get hit. If he takes damage and then refills it back with his shield drain, then it's just damage off the table off your other characters. Plus, he gets more energy when he gets hit. But we'll try it out, see if that works any better. Ooh, taking a lot of damage. Can he ult enough? Oh, it's gonna get close. Oh, that was pretty close. I'm gonna try that again. Could have just been a lucky crit from one of Damon's ults, but we'll see. It looks like it was a lucky crit because they're not taking near as much damage as before. Sometimes it feels like the NPCs get into like they've got like one of 4 different like RNG possibilities, and then they just get stuck on one. So you'll have one where like your frontline tank dies, and that's never happened before, and you go, that's weird. And then you do it a couple more times, and then your front tank dies and dies 3 times in a row, and then you do it, and then your front tank like never dies, and you're like, what's different? It's doing the ult thing. Can we get him down? Oh, it's gonna be super close. Oh man, just can't clutch it. You could try some positioning changes. Thorin being up there in the front is kind of annoying. Ooh, he's getting close. Oh. Oh. See, perseverance. That's one thing. Don't get dissuaded because you just lose once. There's so many times that it's not a matter of you picking the right thing or altering something. It's just that the RNG just did not go in your favor that time. So we cleared it with basically almost the same team. We did need Thorin's tankiness there at the front, so that did help. And we're kind of using him in a non-cheese way. We still have him geared for cheese, but it's fine. But again, looking at the statistics, you can see here where let's just ignore their Thorin because the heal on their Thorin doesn't really count. It's just healing himself. But Savias, super annoying. That's 6 million off the table to deal with. And as far as everyone else is concerned, 6 million is a lot of healing. Damon healed himself for 8, Thorin for 5, Thorin for 7, Rosalind for 2. So we did pretty well. I want to watch that. Let's just watch that really quickly. We'll go in slow here, so you can see all the different matches. So Grizzled tanked pretty quick. Oden tanked pretty quick. Damon is really, really strong though, and he's obviously my highest tiered character at this point. So that's definitely he's carrying the whole team. But he can only really get to that point if he gets a couple of key conditions. Having one of his ults like do crit like that, where it just makes it so the whole team can't keep up with the amount of damage that he's dealing, and then also sustaining himself. So, I mean, I can't believe at this point. Look at all that red. How we took this back. I mean, you can see again his health bar, his energy bar is like halfway up, so he's just on his way to the next ult. It's kind of hard to see in there, but his shield is still up. And before they even knock that other shield down, he's already got another one coming. So, good job, Damon. You did it. Take this as a lesson. Again, sometimes it's just about waiting for RNG to go in your favor. That's one of the best things that I can tell you about how to fix the problems, is that you can't really just rely on copying formations, especially in the early to mid game. You kind of have to solve it for yourself. So hopefully that was helpful.